Ignore the costume. I was doing a video with the 11th Doctor. You'll find out soon enough what that is. Before we get into this review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I want to do a bit of a story time. I want to tell this story. So we start off a few weeks ago where me and my friends, because yes I do have friends, we were organising to meet up and go to a cinema trip, and then we decided what film we were going to see. I suggested Sonic 2 because I wanted to see it, and also I enjoyed the first one enough, so I wanted to see the sequel. One of my other friends though, we'll call them Julie Levinson for now, they didn't want to see Sonic 2, so instead they suggested Fantastic Beasts, the new one. And I personally wasn't interested because I couldn't give two hoots about the Fantastic Beasts films because of Crimes of Grindelwald, like, killing my interest. But I thought, you know what, it's, we're just meeting up with friends, it's not about the film, it's about the experience, just having a good laugh. So we went to see it. I wasn't too struck on the film personally. I found it a bit boring, a bit just unengaging. I didn't really enjoy it a lot, but the others did, so that's fair enough. But I still wanted to see Sonic 2, and today, as I'm recording this, I got that wish. Be careful what you wish for, because I ended up seeing it in the screening with the most annoying cinema goers I've ever had to put up with. And I say cinema goers in quotation marks. It was these stupid 12-year-old lads just like mucking about, being obnoxiously loud, flashing their bloody phones all over the place, walking in and out of the bleeding cinema to get popcorn, throwing a skittle at my brother's head. It was mental. Anyway, now to the review. So, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the sequel to the 2020 original, which I enjoyed. It was the last film that I watched in the cinema pre-COVID pandemic, so I was, I do have a bit of nostalgia. In a kind of way, I have a bit of nostalgia for the first one, but anyway, yeah, I was looking forward to seeing the sequel. It looked like it would build on the original. The original was quite, admittedly, as much as I enjoyed it, quite simple. It wasn't really like a Sonic movie. It was just like more of a buddy road trip movie with Sonic and Jim Carrey as, Dr. Robotnik and whatnot. But this, I think, it feels more unique to Sonic and not just a generic kind of road trip comedy. The returning elements from the first film are great, obviously, like Sonic. I think Sonic, this version, voiced by Ben Schwartz, and I think, this version of Sonic, I just think, is very malleable. He just works with whoever, he works with James Marsden's Tom character, or Donut Lord if we're going to call him that. I think he works with him. He works with, in this film, Tails and Knuckles. He works with all the different characters. Well, I think he's very malleable, and he's just he can generate chemistry with anyone, and I think that makes him really likeable. I think that's why I like him as much as I do. He's got good comedic timing when needs to be. He's got the more sort of serious moments, more heartfelt moments when needs to be. He's just a very malleable character in this film version of him, and I just think that's why he works, and that's why I like him. You've also got Jim Carrey as Robotnik, who is a real scene stealer. He's just one of those actors that puts so much into their performance, and he's always a delight to see. I loved him in the first one, and I love him here too. And he keeps on going, bigger and better, and he's great. Then we have the new characters for this film from the original Sonic game. So we have obviously Tails, joining Sonic on the adventure, and I thought Tails was a really cool, nice little, heartfelt moments, and Tails is just a really fun character. But Knuckles for me stole the show. Idris Alba voices Knuckles, which was very obscure casting. I have to admit, I wouldn't have expected that, but he does work. He's got a very dry sense of humour to him. He can be sinister, but also very dry with the humour, and it's very good, and he's very effective. He stole the show for me. Probably the best part of the film, and I've heard that they're making a TV show with him, and I mean I'd be down for that. Yeah. The human characters, like Tom, played by James Marsden or Donut Lord, from the first film, and the other characters like his girlfriend and the other, the cops and all that kind of stuff, that is kind of left to the side, and then they're not with Sonic, which I thought was a good idea. I thought it was best to have Sonic with the other Sonic characters for the most part, but whenever it cut back to the plot lines with the human characters, and there's like this wedding plot line, it felt so tonally out of place. It felt like I was watching Sex and the City for a minute. It didn't feel right, even down to how it looked, like the direction. It went, it goes from this vibrant adventure, with these, talking alien kind of characters and, all these sci-fi stuff to, like a rom-com. It just doesn't tonally work, I don't think. And there are other scenes from the film which do feel like they're in a similar vein, because they're sort of they are a bit fillery. So like Sonic and Tails at one point go to Siberia and they're in a bar and there's like this dance off to Uptown Funk, and it does kind of bring the film to a bit of a screeching halt. But they're not too often, but you kind of do notice them quite a bit. This film isn't groundbreaking, you know. It's Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's not The Godfather. It's not Parasite. It's not Casablanca or whatever. You know, it's just a bit of dumb fun with some pretty visuals, some nice action, you know, comedy and whatnot. And it excels with flying colours. It is a fun time. The action is really good, especially the stuff in the end with like the planes and the big egg mech, and also those things like the red plane and the big mech at the end with Robotnik. You know, those are kind of things that even I recognise from the games, which I don't really play them, but I recognise those things. So that was, I imagine, for Sonic fans, that's, you know, a bit of a treat to see those things realised in live action. Visually, it is quite creative with the, you know, all the action set pieces, and Tails gadgets can give some creative, you know, visuals, and the CGI is all pretty good. The action sequences are really fun, and it's just, you know, a real good like adventure romp. It's just really fun. It's nothing, you know, groundbreaking. As I said, it's not like a thought-provoking, deep movie, but it's just fun. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 overall. A bit better than the first one, I'd say. I think it is a better film. Better Sonic film, absolutely. So, you know, what do you think of it? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Personally, I think if my experience had been better at cinema, I probably would have rated it a little bit higher. But anyway, yeah, like and subscribe, comment your thoughts in the comments, and this is Clack of the Geek signing out. Goodbye, everyone.